I don't even gotta say too much. I don't have to say too much. Y'all already know what's going on, bro. We go into the Western Conference Finals. And you know, I planned to hop on this video and celebrate a little bit. But the job not finished. So I'm gonna cool off. But I just wanna say, you ain't think we was gonna be there. But I did. Gangsta, I did. Go watch my playoff prediction videos where I had the Mavs at. Right in the goddamn Western Conference Finals. Talk to me nice, bro. A lot of people are gonna call bias on it, but I'm when I say this, I'm being so serious. I am not scared of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's get into the hoops, bro. I pretty much just wanted to break down what was going on in the series, what the Mavs are gonna have to face in the next series. I might wait to do that because the Timberwolves game is on tomorrow, so you might see another Maverick related video sometime in the very, very near future. I might just stick to OKC though, reflect on the series, talk about where we at. So game 6, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I've seen a lot of people talking about what Shea could have done better, and Shea should have another gear that he can go into and take over this game, and Shea completely took over this game. I don't think there's much more Shea could have realistically done for them to have won this game. He had 36 points. He took 25 shots. He was hitting threes. This is not a guy who normally takes a bunch of step back fucking threes and drains them, but he was doing that tonight. This is also a game I feel like this is more or less on a night-to-night basis. This is OKC. This is the best version of OKC. When Chet can give you 21 points, the rebounding was not there, and I think that's a very big problem. I don't see how you're a 7-1 big man and you can't grab rebounds. I understand Derek Lively is a great rebounder. I understand Luka's a great rebounder and Gaffer's a great rebounder. We're just a great rebounding team in general. But you're 7'1", and I see that J-Dub almost had a goddamn triple-double, 22, 8, and 9. Isaiah Joe gave you 11 on some good efficiency. Lou Dort really wasn't hitting, but either way, I feel like as a whole, this is the best version of OKC that you can possibly get on a night-to-night basis, and I don't think this is the best version of Dallas. I think we got some key contributors, though. I think we got some super key contributors. I expected a lot more from Kyrie. Kyrie was a tough watch in the first half and in the third quarter, to be honest. Kyrie has been doing this thing where he'll coast for a long time during the game, and then he'll just turn it up out of nowhere and end up with 22 points when I think Kyrie could have easily had 30 last night. Easily have 30, and the score doesn't look like this. It's not a super close contested bout. I think we win this game super easy if Kyrie just shoots the rock, which is kind of funny to say because he shot 9 for 23, but if you watch the game, A, it doesn't feel like he took 23 shots. It really doesn't. And B, a lot of his shots were off of ISO, and the ISO just wasn't working yesterday. So just watching Kyrie's performance, I was pretty disappointed. 22 points on 23 shots is not that good. His impact in other areas was really good, like the intangible stuff. He had a lot of hustle plays. He played good defense. But just looking at his offensive standpoint and the fact that we can go through our lulls and we have two of these great offensive players, I expect when one of you are on the court that you're just going to be balling. And Kyrie, he turns it on and off. It's kind of annoying. I'm not going to lie to you, but it is what it is. Tim Hardaway Jr., I've seen his minutes get cut from like 30 to 20 to 11 to 6. I hope he does not play in the conference finals. He's been abysmal. He's actually been terrible. I would not mind not seeing Tim Hardaway Jr. minutes for the rest of the playoffs. In exchange, probably put Jaden Hardy. Jaden Hardy hasn't been playing well either, but I'd rather take the young guy who's not playing well rather than watch THJ chuck up shots. That's just me. So Derek Lively, huge. Derek Lively is so huge for us. 15 boards. He had a plus 26 plus minus. His impact just can't really be understated, to be honest. Derek Lively is a very essential part to this team. And people who said he wasn't going into the playoffs, you're bugging. You're bugging. People were really saying that Derek Lively, he's just a rookie, he's just this, he's just that. Y'all only got 2 players. We definitely have more than 2 players, bro. We definitely got more than 2 players. Luka and Kyrie are the forefront and are clearly head and shoulders above everybody else. We do not have 2 players. And you can see that when we get contributions from a guy like DJJ. You can see that when we get contributions from a guy like PJ Washington, who had 2 20-point games in this series, almost 30-point games. Right here. He had 3 20-point games. He had 29, 27, and 21 back-to-back-to-back. That's key contributions, and he was pretty consistent this series until game 6 and 7, but that's when Luka turned it up, so we didn't really need him to score those 20 points. But when Luka was down and we needed him to raise his play, he did that. He did that. 63% from 3, 41, 45, and then he shot 40% from 3 yesterday. He hit the clutch free throws. Yes. I had to put my entire faith in PJ Washington. I don't think you guys understand how nerve-wracking that is. We have Luka Doncic and we have Kyrie Irving, And for the game-winning free throws, I'm relying on PJ Washington. I was like, oh, man. But he hit him. He hit him and then missed the last one on purpose, so OKC wouldn't have time to drop a play or anything like that. They had no timeouts. They didn't get to inbound the ball. Brick caught a rebound, had to take a full court shot, and that's how their season ends. Like I said, I expected to win this series, and honestly, this series should have ended in 5 games. This should not have been a 6-game series in the first place. The Mavs choked away a huge game 4. Completely choked it away. That should have been it, to be honest. That should have been it. That should have been where the series ended. It didn't. So it's okay. We went to OKC, took care of business, came back home, took care of business, and we're going to the Western Conference Finals, man. And I feel like with Luka only having about 3 or 4 games out of the 3 or 4 good games, like up to Luka standard games, out of the 12 games that we've played, and we're in the Western Conference Finals, I think that's pretty scary. And it looks like he's starting to turn it on now. He's looked the healthiest he's looked the last 2 games. I don't know if that's because they were closeout games specifically and he's kind of coasting throughout the series. Because you could, if you told me that was the case, I would believe you. I'd believe you. I feel like Luka has looked really sluggish throughout both of these series, but when it's time to turn it on in these game 5s and game 6s, when it's time to close it out, he showed up. And he showed up huge. He had a 29-point triple-double, super efficient. I think he only took like, 15 shots and had 29 points. That's super efficiency. I remember going into the halftime, he only missed 1 shot. So, yeah, Luka showed up, played big time. I'm expecting a lot more from Kyrie. And I feel like that should be a scary thing for the teams remaining, to be honest. Dallas is on nobody's radar to go to a championship except for Dallas fans. And I feel like that's because we've watched this team. I don't think that's bias. It can be bias, but I don't really think it is. I feel like a lot of people call me biased for my Dallas takes, but I literally watch this team almost every damn day. And I know what the potential is. I know who we got on this roster. So I believe, I'm not saying it's a cakewalk. Once again, I am not saying it's a cakewalk. I'm not saying we're going to walk to anything. I'm not saying we got to go grab whatever we get. Whatever, the last 2 rounds, we had to go grab those. We had to go get that. When we play the T-Wolves, we're going to have to go get that. If we make it to the or T-Wolves or the Nuggets, my fault. T-Wolves or the Nuggets, we're going to have to go get that. If we make it to the finals, we're going to have to go get that. 100%. There's going to be nothing easy about this playoff run. And honestly speaking, I feel like if everything were to fall into place, the revisionist history would be so crazy. I feel like the revisionist history on this would be so crazy because I already see how it moves. When we got the 5th seed, they were talking about how great Kyrie and Luka's duo was when a couple months ago they said we were trash. So I'm definitely already seeing the vision on that. I mean, hey, let me not get ahead of myself though. Western Conference Finals, we got a whole opponent up next to us. We got another series. Hopefully we have another 2 series. Hopefully we win both. I'm super hyped though that we disposed of these last 2 teams and the amount of games that I said we were going to get it done in. I really wish it was 5. It should have been 5 for both. But it wasn't super hard. It wasn't super difficult. And I feel like if Luka was fully healthy and if Kyrie was playing up to his standard, literally both of those could have been sweeps. Both of those could have been sweeps. I think that's how good we are at our max potential. And right now we're making mistakes here and there. But the role players are definitely picking it up for us, and we're getting wins. So nothing to complain about as a Dallas fan. We going to the Western Conference Finals, and I'll see y'all there, bro. I'm gonna catch you on the next one.